Thanks so much. Did anybody happen to see Colin from Saturday Night Live Weekend Update ride the bobsled? There's a video on Instagram that you should check out if you haven't already. This is what he said. He said, after hitting five Gs, which 3 Gs is how it feels when you're on a spaceship taking off, he said, I thought my back was going to snap in half. I thought my bones were going to fly off my body. It made me think about the only other bobsled team I'd ever really been exposed to. I wonder if you're thinking of them as well. For the first time, I truly appreciated what they achieved. And it was the 1988 Jamaican bobsled team. And as the movie Cool Runnings goes, in 1988, Jamaica entered a winter sport for the first time. No snow, no infrastructure, no history in the category. 4 athletes, 1 sled, and wow, no fear. This isn't an individual race. It was a system sport. Every athlete had a role. Their role or their silo couldn't be successful without the others. And here's the part that translates. They didn't just need speed. They needed alignment. So the bobsled takeaway for digital marketers is that you don't win alone in a system sport. And I know a little bit about building teams and building systems, and I also know a little bit about the pain of misalignment. I'm Crystal Waddell. I'm team family. I'm a wife and a mom. I'm team entrepreneur. I create GPT tools to make SEO stuff easier. I'm a maker with Etsy, Shopify, and Amazon stores, and I host a podcast. I was a PE teacher and a volleyball coach, and now I'm also team heart attack survivor, a heart attack that was caused by stress. So yes, it can happen. My wake-up call was simple. I was this close to being a team of none. So when systems stop communicating, they compensate in unhealthy ways. Compensation creates strain, strain becomes overload, and then the stress signal overwhelms the system. Communication slows, pressure builds, and eventually something breaks, a heart or a system. Okay, cool. We've probably all experienced some version of this, but how do we fix it? How can we quickly evaluate across all silos how well or how poorly we are communicating our message and connecting with our customers? I am so glad you asked, because that's what my talk's about. It's the triple threat workflow, aligning silos for the age of AI search. So let's talk about the impact of silos on the customer journey. A customer starts on social, they visit your site, they call your number, they look for reviews. What do they find? Do they find consistency? Do they find confusion? And either way, could you measure the difference? Well, I know that I can help you. I've created a system to close these gaps between silos. So let's start with the small business owner silo. This is the one where you're wearing 10 hats. You're struggling to translate the passion you have into terms a search engine or a client understands. And your customer gets stuck in that vocabulary gap where your message never connects to their need. Then you have the agency/corporate silo. You operate in departments. SEO handles traffic optimization, creative optimizes design, and no one is optimizing for alignment. So what do we need to do first? We've got to define what we want to be known for. We have to align business intent with customer intent. And that, my friends, is the ultimate human skill. Optimization with robots and tools is just how we scale it. Okay, so you might be wondering, but how? My answer is semantic alignment tools. And you might wonder, where do I get one? And I say, you can have mine. So don't worry, I've got you. Look for the QR code at the end for a link to my tool. And then you might wonder, how did I learn how to do this? Well, enter Ana de la Cruz and Michael King, as well as my son, Asher. Anna and I spoke on my podcast, The Simple and Smart SEO Show. We've had several conversations since then about what we're building with semantic SEO in mind. I listened to Mike speak at Tech SEO Connect. The logic of semantic triples, which is a subject, a predicate, and an object, started to fill the gap of how I could compare publisher intent versus user intent and jobs to be done. But how do we measure this? I was bought in at that moment that semantic alignment is important. But as a business owner wearing all of those hats, it made me also fear, how long will this take? And is there a way to measure for this and get feedback quickly? Because I run a couple of businesses and a podcast and I don't have a lot of time. I needed a way to prove that these words were working, but I needed it to be efficient and accurate. Little did I know, I already had the answer for my son, Asher. He was the first one who introduced me to the concept of subject, object, and predicate. And this is when he needed help with that very assignment, and I couldn't help him. So he turned to ChatGPT. And then I realized that I could create a tool that would help me as well, because if Asher can use logic to solve for homework problems, I can use it to create SEO solutions. So I created the tool. So what does the tool do? Well, it evaluates user intent. It determines core expectations of the client. It identifies actual meaning and tone. It compares meaning gaps. It identifies semantic gaps. It gives you a score and a rubric. My teacher heart loves it. It's a pass, fail, etc. It tells you exactly how to fix it. So the name of this tool is in progress, okay? It's like my semantic alignment evaluator GPT, AKA the semantic analyzer. And I actually made it in Gemini and called it a GPT, so forgive me. All right, so step one of the tool, you've got to identify the subject. This could be your brand or the keyword that you're trying to win, the topic, and type it in. Step two is then you provide the page copy, social media copy, or whatever, and then a description of what you're trying to accomplish. Step three is you review the tool feedback, enter in the rubric, and then implement the recommendations. But we got to watch out for a few things, and I call these the bad guys. All right. So the first one is semantic drift. This is the gap between what you meant to say and what the other person actually heard. The second thing is poetic language. You solve by putting the fries directly in the bag, which means give them what they need and hurry up about it. And then also we have being too creative, being too vague or ambiguous, and prioritizing sales over relationships. So I've got a couple case studies that I want to share with you so we can catch some real life bad guys and rehabilitate them with my semantic analyzer tool. All right, so example number one, there's a chiropractor in my area. He wanted to be known for chiropractor Rayford, North Carolina. I pitched him SEO services, and his initial response in 2025 was, I don't really see the value in SEO. Broken heart. Okay, so I wanted to go back to him after I created my tool and say, hey, let me analyze your webpage and see how what you want to be known for as the chiropractor at Rayford, North Carolina, aligns with what people are searching for. So I wanted to just, evaluate who did he say he was and who was the patient looking for and why were they looking for him? And then where was the disconnect? And so again, he wanted to be known as a chiropractor, Rayford, North Carolina. The audit showed some major semantic misalignments, okay? And it showed major drift, friction, stuff was restrictive. His approach is unconventional. And so there was some user stuff to get over. And he could clearly see the semantic gap. And he could see finally from his customer's perspective what he needed to make more clear. So this is what happened this year. After I sent him the feedback, he said, I wanted to follow up on updating our website optimization. How long do you estimate it would take to implement your recommendations? And I said, that would be a half-day sprint. Thank you very much. And then example two, this was when I got the oh crap, one-click Google Search Console email. Oh, okay, so I work with an expert who had a new affiliate product, and she sent me an email that said, hey, we need click data from our blog. And unfortunately, the click data showed one whopping click from Google Search Console. So our problem was we needed to drive more clicks and signups from our blog. I implemented my semantic alignment tool with a quickness, and realized that I'd over optimized for the affiliate play. Lots of buy now, order now, that type of stuff. So what happened? The outcome just recently is that we've had 354 unique clicks to that blog, 31 paid signups, and over $16,000 in affiliate revenue. And as one of the girls on the team said, these are great numbers. The blog is converting at basically 10%. That's huge. And I feel great. It's an amazing team, but as blog manager, I feel kind of proud. All right, so if you like this kind of thing and you want to kind of hear more about this semantic analysis and like how I actually put it into practice, check out episode 195 of my podcast, How AI Search Traps Businesses in Their Old Positioning and How to Fix It. You'll actually hear me walk through a full case study. And here's the QR code, I promise. So I want to make a note. One thing I found about transitioning into SEO is that it's hard to be an expert in everything. And I feel like business owners expect that from their SEO team. But the good news is semantic alignment is more of a math problem, which makes business website problems a lot easier to solve. So you can download this now. I just asked for your name so I know who's getting it, so I can hopefully get some feedback from you. Finally, I want you to know that I wish you all the best as you optimize all the websites, right? But mainly, I wish you the best optimizing your life because you only get one. Thank you very much.